Hi Aries, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of February. You were in the hot seat for a good portion of 2020 because aside from this Capricorn story of collapsing of old structures in our lives, Mars was in your sign from June 26th of last year until January 6th of this year. And Mars loves being in Aries and it rules your sign, but it hates being retrograde and it's very frustrating, and it was clashing with all of the planets in Capricorn from from September 9th until November 13th. It was retrograde and feeling very blocked and frustrating. So now it entered your house of income and what you value, and it'll be there until March 3rd. And this is a good time for being creative, for figuring out how to find new ways to earn income and how you can find value. And the other thing that changed at the end of last year is that Saturn and Jupiter both left the sign of Capricorn and met up at 0 degrees and 29 minutes of Aquarius on the winter solstice in your house of friends and groups and community and enlightenment. And this is a really great opportunity for you for building new connections. If you're in a relationship, it's a great time for expanding your friendships, for building community in a very broken time. If you're single, it's an excellent time for meeting new people. And it's just great for learning and for really for building community in this really difficult time. So that's a big focus for you. And on January 30th, Mercury retrogrades at 26 degrees and 29 minutes of Aquarius and gives you a preview of what the next few years will be with Saturn in Aquarius, which will be until March 7th of 2023. Mercury is going to be retrograding the entire sign minus a couple of degrees. So giving you a foreshadowing of Saturn in Aquarius until the end of February of 2023, basically the entire transit. So pay attention to the stories, the people that come back into your life, because Mercury will be retrograding in your house of friends and groups. If you are looking for a job, it's a great time for networking, maybe reaching out to old colleagues or companies you used to work with or work for. And if you're in your own business, this excellent opportunity for networking and marketing yourself with all forms of social media in the next couple of years. So on February 1st, Venus enters the sign of Aquarius, where it'll be transiting until February 25th in your house of friends and community. And it's an excellent time for relationships. If you're single, it's an excellent time for meeting new people and just for building new connections and networking in various ways. But on the 1st, the sun is going to square Mars in the sky, so that could be a little challenging and contentious. On the 6th of February, Venus meets up with Saturn early in the day, and that can be challenging. It can be issues around friendships or conflicts. Then Venus is going to sextile Chiron, the wounded healer, in your sign, but I think that's going to emphasize more of the wounds around relationships. And then later that day, Venus is going to square Uranus in your house of income and what you value. It can be unpredictable regarding financial partnerships or friendships or relationships. So that's a bit crazed energy. On the 9th of February, Saturn is going to form a sextile to Chiron in your sign, and that will be helpful energy around healing in community and in friendships. And on the 11th of February, there's a magical new moon that takes place at 2:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 23 degrees and 17 minutes of the fixed air sign of Aquarius. That's an excellent day for manifesting. If you can do it in a group type way, whether it's virtually or with friends in some way, excellent time for setting intentions. Jupiter and Venus are meeting up in the sky at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those are the two benefics: romantic, prosperous, creative, and hopeful. Venus is going to be conjunct Jupiter and also conjunct Mercury. Saturn and Jupiter are still conjunct, which is the vision that we all want to structure. And Mercury is going to be conjunct the new moon in your house of networking. If you're looking for a job, excellent time for networking. If you have your own business, excellent time for, promoting yourself. Keep in mind Mercury is retrograde, but reassess how you can be more productive in these realms, because you really want to focus on this. On the 12th of February or the 13th, depending on where you live, it's going to be at 9:48 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 12th, or at 2:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 13th. Venus is meeting up with Mercury in the sky, and that's really creative and loving energy and just really nice. And then on Valentine's Day on the 14th, Mercury is going to meet up with Jupiter, and that's excellent for communication and, really positive for a day where we want to have loving energy. On the 17th of February, it gets a little bit more challenging because Saturn is going to square Uranus in the sky. And this happened last in June of 1999 through May of 2000. And Saturn and Uranus are both the rulers of Aquarius. Saturn rules Aquarius in ancient astrology, and Uranus rules Aquarius in modern astrology. Saturn is restrictions, Uranus is chaos and freedom. They don't really gel well together. So they're going to square each other on the 17th. Expect some chaos and definitely growing pains with that energy. They're going to square one another in June and December of this year as well. So that's challenging. On the 18th of February, the sun is going to enter Pisces, and it's going to be in your house of dreams and imagination and intuition, and it'll be transiting there until March 21st. And that's good for getting rest and doing spiritual work. On the 20th of February, Mercury stations direct at 11 degrees and 1 minute of Aquarius in your house of friends and groups. And I imagine for many of you, you'll hear from old friends or old lovers or old connections in this next month or two. And so Mercury stationing direct, and that helps to move us forward. On the 25th of February, Venus enters the sign of Pisces, and it'll be in your 12th house of spirituality. It's exalted there. It's very romantic and spiritual. It'll be there for a few weeks. Creative, very creative and inspired energy. On the 27th of February, we have Jupiter, on the 26th rather, Jupiter is going to be trining the north node of destiny. And Jupiter is in your house of friends and groups, and the north node is transiting in your house of local neighborhood and local community. It's good for sales, it's good for commerce, it's good for making new connections socially and romantically. Very good energy. On the 27th of February, if I can get my dates right, it's going to be a full moon that takes place at 3:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at 8 degrees and 57 minutes of the sign of Virgo. And this is going to speak back to the lunar eclipse that took place on November 30th at 8 degrees and 38 minutes of Gemini. It's 1 degree off from the world axis, which means that we'll all be feeling it. It's emotional energy, very palpable to all of us, but it's a release. So it's going to be a busy time. I think February has a lot of nice aspects in this whole new era of Aquarius, and it's excellent for you to network and connect and find new value in this year ahead. So I wish you a lot of luck, Aries. Thank you.